All right, everybody, welcome to the Science of Golf Performance Show on YouTube and other formats. My name is Bobby.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Tyler.
And today we're going to talk about the top 3 ways that seniors can increase their swing speed. Just use the orange whip, right, Alex?
That's what that is, isn't it? Yep, that's...
We're not going to use the orange whip today. All right, we're going to talk about some actual ways that we here at Par for Success help people from the ages of 45 all the way. What's the oldest person you work with, Alex?
I believe we have a couple in the high 70s. I think we've had maybe one 80-year-old in here.
Yeah, we've had one 80-year-old.
Okay, I was about to say, I've had a couple people today that were 76, so still working on getting strong, staying flexible, playing good golf, right? So, Tyler, I'm going to start this off with you, talking about one of your favorite topics.
Yes.
All right, how can seniors especially increase their mobility in their golf swing?
How can they? So first you have to look at where are you looking to get, or where are you looking at your mobility, okay? What we've come down to is the 4 rotary centers. So if you've taken a look at our home assessment, you're testing your neck rotation, your shoulder external rotation, hip and trunk rotation as well.
Not just looking at my hamstring being tight.
No.
You were stretching earlier.
No. Well, yeah, that's because that doesn't really help you very much. I mean, I could hold this stretch here for another half hour, and I don't think I'd go shoot any better than what I would if I wouldn't. Granted, I don't shoot very good to begin with. So,
it's not because of your mobility, though, right?
For me, it's a lot of things for me. But I guess 9 times out of 10, when an older gentleman or older lady walks through the door, we look at, hey, where's your mobility at? How well are you able to excellently rotate through your shoulder? How well are you able to rotate through your spine? And more often than not, there's a deficiency or there's a limitation somewhere throughout those rotary centers. And with that, a lot of times you'll hear Chris say low-hanging fruit, and that's exactly what mobility is for the senior golfers is if they can increase their rotation through their hips by even 10 to 15 degrees or increase their spinal rotation by 10 degrees as well, it's going to put them in a more advantageous position with their swing, with their game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, agreed. Another thing I'll throw in is power development. You know, we work on power development with our juniors, with our elites, with everybody else, but seniors still need to work on that too. And as you get older, things slow down, not just from the recovery standpoint, but everything else. Everything fires a little slower. So we need to train those fast motor patterns in a safe way for that population.
Right.
So you're looking for a 65, 70-year-old with some bad knees. We can still train that quick pattern with something aside from jumps, maybe like a caveman throw or a fast throw over their head, or just throws in general with a medicine ball.
Yeah.
Things like that aren't going to cause damage. They're low impact, but they're still going to have them fire quickly, aside with a little load on it too. So it's not just like a fast golf swing. They're already doing that, and we want to get some overload for the power development side of it. Heavier medicine balls, some slams with the medicine balls. What are some other ones that we use here?
Obviously the medicine ball slams and the medicine ball throws are typically the go-to. I know we do a lot of speed pulls or flip it around. You do a lot of speed punches, and with that you can use cable or a band as well. You're eliminating the impact on both those movements.
Yeah, I think one thing I talk about is a lot of older adults come in and they're concerned about wear and tear on their joints, right? And that's just going to happen with age, but as long as we're making the muscles do the work, right, and we're loading it in a safe way, those joints are going to be protected, and you're going to build those, fast twitch muscles that you've just kind of lost due to time.
Yeah, and we have some special equipment like the K-Box and the K-Pulley that are very easy on the joints, but that population, the ones that come in here are lucky enough to use, because that's great for power development. Absolutely. In the rotary centers especially, and they don't have to worry about getting hurt, because a lot of them guard a little bit, of course, because they have past injuries, they're older. But we can utilize that, a lot of other things, to make sure that it stays safe for them, but they can still get better. They can still develop that power.
Okay, so I think we're going to branch a little bit off of that power topic. We have a lot of people that see the popularity of overspeed training devices. They see that I'm not hitting the ball as far. I want to swing faster so I can hit the ball further. Hey, these overspeed training devices are saying I'm going to swing 5, 10 miles an hour faster. Why don't I just use that? why use these medicine ball exercises, the band or cable exercises that you were talking about? Why would we use those instead of those overspeed training devices?
Yeah, so I think people need to understand that it comes down to the load that you're putting on it. And, to swing faster, which most of these people want to do, you can't just swing faster or try and swing faster. That's when you increase the risk of injury, amongst other things. So, with the medicine ball, you can put more load on the muscles. You won't move as fast, but that's part of the power development by increasing the mass that you're using. Still moving it as fast as you can with that load, still working on accelerating, but the load is going to allow you to, enhance the strength side of it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And you think of power development. What is power exactly? Okay, it's force times velocity. Okay, so when you're swinging something like a speed stick or when you're swinging a golf club, you have plenty of velocity. But what exactly is your force in that? And that's where training with a medicine ball or training with a cable machine or any of the other movements that have load on them, that's where you start talking about your force development. Okay? If you continually train the velocity side of things in your power development, eventually your body is going to give somewhere because you're not providing it enough overload. So that's where you have to think about training with a medicine ball. Hey, am I moving it fast? And am I able to use a heavy enough load to provide that stimulant?
Yeah, and it also makes you have to learn the control aspect of it too, right? There's no control with a speed stick, with overspeed training. You're just trying to whip it as fast as you can. You have a 10 to 15 pound medicine ball, there's some control, some stability that comes with that.
Right. I usually talk with people about using the medicine ball as a way to work on your sequencing and work on a technical change you're trying to make. So many people are trying to keep their hands back or trying to lead with their legs. It's really hard to throw a 15-pound medicine ball with any force if you're just using your arms. Mm-hmm. So if you use the ground appropriately, like we've talked about in other episodes, you can train those power development aspects in slightly different ways than just slamming a 1 pound or a half-pound club as fast as possible.
Right. So you're knocking out a lot of birds with one stone here. So you work ground force, you're getting the overload. You can work your sequencing. It's a lot more like you can't work that all with just one speed stick. So the load and the mass is important in training that.
Exactly. So let's go on to kind of the last thing that I'm going to rant a little bit about in terms of something I see with a lot of adult golfers. I think one of the things that we see a lot of is people that are being way over-reliant on cardio, right? It's hot in North Carolina. You're going to get tired at the end of a round if it's 95 degrees out and it's 90% humidity. There's only so much cardio you can do to combat that. Let's talk a little bit about how we utilize the power training to get a heart rate increase, give you some of that cardio benefit, but work on combating the loss of speed and power that you have as you naturally age. What do you like to do with some of the adults in the adult classes?
Yeah, so we incorporate some power intervals. I understand you get some of those like endorphins from cardio, and people like to do cardio for some reason. I don't know. Yeah. But we'll do most of the research I have seen and supports that 10 to 12 seconds is actually that sweet spot of training the power development with a good 1.5 minutes rest in between, ideally. So we'll do something like medicine ball throws, or even if we want to jump on the bike or do something more traditional cardio based, it's going to be 10 to 12 seconds all out, completely recover. So in that 10 to 12 seconds that you're going as hard as you can, as fast as you can, you're still, if you're doing it right, you're still going to get your heart rate up. It's still going to get cardio benefit from it, cardiovascular benefit, and just recovering that time not only gives you that cardio, but enhances the golf game more than just going out and doing the low intensity steady state.
And that's a good point, because what I think a lot of people don't understand is the physiological side of things. Alex brings up a really good point. Say, for example, you do a 10-second interval on the bike, and then you have 50 seconds of rest. So you're going every minute on the minute. Your 10-second interval, you're using your anaerobic energy system. Okay? That's your short burst. Okay? Like she said, a max 12, maybe 15 seconds of energy is being provided during that time. During your 50 seconds of recovery, your aerobic system is turned on, and that's what's getting you recovered to go again. And then after the second interval, you turn on your aerobic system again, and you keep going. And that's where the research has shown doing the interval training as such is much more efficient than doing a 30-minute bike ride or going on a 3-mile
6-hour bike ride,
Yeah.
right? It's not like when you're done with that bike interval, your heart rate just goes right back to normal and you're talking and you're feeling great. I mean, we have people that are almost crawling out of here, sweating, like, what did Alex do to me today? I'm so exhausted.
People want to, the aerobic system is like the really sexy thing in golf, but we're in the aerobic system right now. That's always on. Like, we're in that right now. It's not like you have to go out and go for a long run. Yeah, too high.
Too high.
Go for a run to train that.
All right, so just as kind of a quick recap, right, because that was a lot of information. We talked about some research, talked about some in-house stuff, talked a little bit about online. So, and again, 3 ways that you're a senior golfer, that you're watching this, or you maybe have a parent that's interested in playing some better golf, right? Just a quick recap on 3 ways. So Alex started off with what we started with.
Yeah, we started with mobility. So make sure your rotary centers are moving appropriately to avoid injury and to be able to actually train that power development in an effective way.
Absolutely. So then we talked about some low impact power development drills. We've got tons of them here that basically uses medicine balls, maybe your own body weight, maybe a TRX, maybe a band or cable, right? You get creative with all the online stuff. You got plenty of ways that anybody can train that. So it's safe, it's effective, it'll help you swing faster and feel better. And then Tyler, what was that last thing we talked about?
We just talked about hitting the right energy system. So your long steady state versus your high interval training when it comes to your power development.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just helping you play better golf, stay healthy, and actually, benefit from the hours you're might be spending working out, or maybe, hey, if we can add 15 minutes of some of this stuff in every day, see the benefits of it. So if you have any questions, there's plenty of different ways to contact us. We hopefully have a link down below for our website. You can always like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and see all our other good content. Anything else you guys have for us?
Sounds like a wrap.
Awesome. See you next time, everybody.